What's up, everybody? This is another episode of Better Than Static. Thank you for tuning in, however that may be, whether it's YouTube, iTunes, Google Play, whatever it is. Tonight, I'm Tyler. I'll be the host. I got tonight with me the public enemy number one, and he's only a public enemy because he hates people, is Lucas.
Wait, what? Oh, I was expecting that to be me.
I got another one for you, Chris. Lucas, say hey to everybody.
Hey.
And
you should have said hey to everybody, literally.
Oh. I missed
And
it. Next time.
me. It's okay.
And we have the greatest of the grouches, Chris Thompson. Or Chris.
It's true. Wow, thanks.
Sorry,
You just
everybody
aired out
knows
my last name to everybody.
Everybody knows our last names. We've said
What
it
about the
before.
people in Peru?
I mean, I doubt they'll ever be able to find us anyways, so... What's going to be really funny is how bad I'm going to stink at Rocket League, because Lucas usually plays Rocket League, but we're auto-hosting our... we have a podcast rerun on our Twitch channel, so I didn't want to have Lucas run it on the podcast channel. But anyways, we're doing good. Guys, do you guys have anything for a weekly update?
No, I guess, spoiler alert, no.
Spoiler alert, no. Okay. Lucas, what about you?
The only thing new over here is I bought a Switch.
You bought it?
Wow.
When'd you buy it?
Sunday.
Nice. I was up there Sunday.
I know, it was like right after you left.
Did I talk you into it?
No, I was talking to one of the guys I used to work with that had recently bought one, and I was just like, is it worth it? He said, yeah, so I went and got it.
That's awesome. Oh, so did you got? I guess you Breath of the Wild, right? That's the first game you got.
Yep.
Did you get anything else or just that one? Because that one's a beefy game. Like, so you have a lot of gameplay if you just got that one.
Yeah, I got it and Mario Odyssey.
Did they come with it? Did one of them come with it, or did you like buy one outside of the Switch? Like, was there a package deal or something?
No, it was. They were both separate.
Okay, cool. That's awesome. I'm kind of jealous now. I'm between a couple of purchases. I either want a Switch or I want an Xbox One X. I don't know which one yet. And okay, so I kind of want the Xbox One X because Fortnite got an update this week. It's season 3 and it is awesome. I already bought Battle Pass for it because I want some of the cool skins. There's a John Wick skin. I'm so hype. But this is probably the first game I've ever bought microtransactions with. But you can get an uncapped scream rate for it if you have an Xbox One X. So I'm kind of thinking about it. Which it looks great right now on my regular Xbox One. I think I have 60 frames per second with it, and it's like no lag, which is crazy. Like in the opening lobby there is just where everybody's like really close together and it's having to render a butt ton of people. But like in the game, there's not really any lag, which I like. But I guess I'll go too on my weekly update. Weekly update is I paid for microtransactions for the first time on a game ever this week. That's a kind of a guilty pleasure, but I'm not sad about it. I think it'll be worth it because the battle pass lasts for like 3 months, so it's like $10 every 3 months. So that's not bad. That's not bad at all. And then,
what does the Battle Pass do?
So you can unlock skins and emotes and stuff. When you buy the Battle Pass, you get access immediately to a new skin and some of the emotes. And where I bought 2 Battle Pass. I bought last month's, like yesterday, because you got an extra 5 tiers. So like I already had 5 tiers unlocked when I bought Battle Pass to Season 3. But like you can unlock skins. There's a really cool one that's kind of like a ripoff of Star-Lord. It's called Rust Lord, and it looks awesome. Then there's the John Wick skin that you can unlock, and then there's a couple spacemen, like astronaut skins you can unlock. But yeah, it's just like able to unlock more stuff than you would if you didn't have it. But as my first microtransaction, also My dog got sprayed by a skunk this past week. Like literally the night after. So we recorded last Thursday. That night he got sprayed by a skunk, which was awful. Me and my mom had to wash it. Well, my mom's dog got some of the skunk by association with my dog, so we had to spend the night washing them. Luckily, we got it out. It was nasty, man. So wet dog and skunk doesn't mix, guys. Just so you know.
Yeah, I
Skunk would
believe
mix
you.
with anything.
No, yeah, there's no appeasing smell.
Skunk smell doesn't really bother me though.
It doesn't if I'm driving and there's a dead skunk somewhere and I know I'm getting out of it, I'm like, okay, that's not bad. But when you're in closed space, he got it in the middle of the night and came back in and we didn't realize it that he got sprayed immediately. So he was in my bedroom for an hour or not an hour. It was 5 minutes. I don't know why I went from an hour to 5 minutes, but it was really quick and I noticed something doesn't smell right. And then as the night where I was half asleep when I let him back in, and then I wake up an hour later and I'm like, oh my God, what reeks? And I guess it's just where I was half asleep, but it was awful in a closed off space. So I immediately put him outside, which luckily the smell went with him for the most part. I had to take his bed outside and Febreze a lot, but I got it to where the smell was no longer in the house for the night. But that just closed off skunk smell is not good. Which, do your cats ever get sprayed by skunks, Chris? Which Vanellope doesn't go outside, right?
Nope. And Squirt goes outside, but he's such a thug that I think he can handle himself.
He's thug nasty.
He's a thug, dude. He was feral when we got him.
Oh, dang. Okay.
Man, he grew up
He can handle
on
himself.
the streets.
But we have a bunch of cats hanging around, loitering around outside now, so.
Just be sure none of them are black and white.
The Squirt's black and white.
Maybe he blends in with the skunks and they don't spray him because he blends in.
Or he probably kill him before they can get to him.
There's no way your cat could kill a skunk.
No, he's getting old. Maybe not. You're right.
Because they're fairly large. They're bigger than a cat. A full-grown one is.
But there's such a big gang of cats roving around that the only thing confident enough to come up on the porch is a possum.
Yeah, I get possums. Possum or possi? Is it possums or possi?
I think it's possums.
They're very ballsy creatures. Did I ever tell you about the one that I thought was rabid that I had to go take care of for one of my mom's friends?
I mean, you could have just said kill.
Yeah. Oh, I like to take care of.
Well, the initial plan wasn't to kill it. I was just gonna take a stick or a shovel and just poke it until it played dead. And I was gonna grab it and just take it out off of her off her lawn and just back in the woods.
I feel like if it's rabid, she says it's rabid, don't risk touching the thing.
Well, no.
It.
She didn't say it was rabid. I think I found out it was rabid later on the story. So I'm gonna go ahead and tell the story. So my mom's friend calls, freaking out because there's a possum in her yard and it's hissing at her dog. And I go over there thinking I'm just gonna take the stick or shovel or whatever and just poke it out of her yard, or poke it till I get it to play dead, and then I would just put it in a feed sack or whatever and take it out, or put it in a trap or a live trap or something and take it to the woods or whatever. And I poked it with a stick and it didn't play dead. So I tapped a little bit harder with the stick and then I finally got a shovel and I was hitting it and it still didn't play dead. I was beating the crap out of this possum. Still it still didn't play dead. So I always had a backup plan. I brought a pistol, went up to it, squared up, shot it in the head. Still going, dude. Still hissing at me from getting shot in the head. So, I do the sensible thing and put another round in the thing. And
God.
So it goes down for the count. And I asked her, I said, hey, you got a garbage bag or something I can put this in and put it in my car to take it to the dumpster down the road or whatever? And she goes, yeah. And we're so we go inside to get the garbage bag and we're talking a little bit. and we come back outside and it's moved. Like we come out and it's not there. I'm like, where the frick is it? It's moved like 10 yards away with 2 bullet holes in its head. I get the third shot, shoot it in the head again. And, it goes down for the count. I put it in the bag. We're sitting there talking for a little while. 5 minutes later, it's crawling out of the bag. I'm like, what is this? What is this thing doing? Like, why won't it die? Put a 4th shot in it, and it goes down, and it stays down that time. And I throw it in the dumpster. Or so, I hope it stayed down. That's 4 shots to the head. I took it, threw it in a dumpster, and I've never seen it before again a day in my life. So, but yeah, I think it was rabid or on steroids.
Well,
So,
Or
probably
you're
rabbit.
just
I
a
don't
bad
think that.
shot.
dude, I put the gun to its head pretty much.
I'm just joking.
Like I did it like a Boondock Stink style almost.
Did you
Boondock
say something in an
Stinks.
Irish accent before you shot it?
No, I just put the gun to its head and like did execution style like they do. I wish I had 2, then I could cross them like they do.
This one's for Saint Patrick.
I wish I did.
I don't know. I've only
I
saw
don't-
it once. I don't know.
You only saw it once. I had a friend who memorized the prayer they did before they carried out the business. Took care
No
of
offense,
people.
I may have known it. I may have known it at one time.
Did you, Lucas? You'd be way cooler if you'd still known it.
It was back in high
I
school
wouldn't
when
bet on
I
that.
first watched it.
It's a great movie. I like it. Okay. Also, I have another weekly update. I went and saw Black Panther. I'm not gonna spoil it for anybody or anything because I don't think you guys have seen it, right?
No, I haven't.
I haven't
What about
either.
You haven't seen it. This is going out on a limb, but probably one of my top favorite Marvel movies. And I'm gonna put like a qualifier on that. Because it did what I was asking for. You guys, how like I was asking for like exposition on Wakanda and stuff. Like I wanted to know more about Wakanda. This movie gave it to me, and it wasn't like super campy and goofy like all the other Marvel movies. It was pretty informational, a little like in the comic book sense, and then like
Oh, information.
wasn't-
Just like how I love my comic book movies.
but that's not what I meant. But like, and it wasn't super campy, and I liked it. Also loved, I loved Michael B. Jordan as Killmonger. I think he really worked for that character. Love him as an actor. Love Chadwick Boseman as an actor. And then like there's a lot of other great characters in the movie. Like who was the guy that played in Get Out? The boyfriend.
Daniel Kaluuya.
Yeah, he was in it, and his character was neat. He was like, so there's like 5 tribes of Wakanda, and he was one of the leader of the tribes, and his character was really neat. Very dynamic throughout the whole thing. And you kind of didn't know what he was going to do next. And then Andy Serkis did really good. Has he done many non-mocap or performance capture
I mean, the only
roles?
non-mocap stuff I can think of was this. Like this character in the Avengers, and then it's just in the Avengers, I guess.
Yeah, Claw
Let's say I
Claw
can't
is his only
think of
non-mocap.
it.
And I thought he did really cool. He's not Claw is not my favorite character in the movie, but I think Andy Serkis did really good with what the director told him to do. So I really enjoyed it. Like I said, I'm not going to spoil anything. I would go see it if you haven't seen it yet. It's really good. Lucas, I know you don't like Marvel movies. I know they're not your favorite movies at all, but I think you will enjoy this one. Especially because I know you enjoy Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, I want to watch it, but
And so he's a good villain. I think, and I've heard different reviews on that from another podcast, but I liked it. I liked it a whole lot. I liked that character a whole lot because it's a very believable story of why he became the way he was. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Black Panther. Definitely go see it. If you're watching this and you're on the fence of going to see it, go see it. It's really good. That's kind of my weekly update. Or no. Oh, also I chickened out on an Airbnb. So I went to Cincinnati last week, and I was gonna go to a concert. I went to a concert, And I was like, the cheapest way to stay in a different city is an Airbnb. So I got an Airbnb. Um, and the way that I am is I always get to places early where I'm going. So I was going to meet the guy to get the key to where I could go there after the concert. And I swung by like an hour early just to check out the neighborhood and stuff. And I'm really glad I did because the pictures that were posted on Airbnb of the inside could be true, but the apartment was in one of the sketchiest neighborhoods I'd ever seen in Cincinnati. Like I didn't feel like getting axe murdered that night, so I chickened out. Which I should qualify this statement is like I told Lucas, I said, "Here is the address of the Airbnb I'm staying at. If I don't text you by 1 o'clock the next day, something has happened, and call the cops." Didn't I,
Yeah.
Lucas?
Yeah, I have that text.
I was so because here's the thing, I loved Airbnb. I've stayed in it like 3 times, and it's all been great. But they were all with other people. Like I'd never stayed in one by myself, and I was super nervous, and I chickened out, canceled the reservation, and went and got a hotel in Florence, across the river. So that suited me way better. But the concert was good. I got to hold up the lead singer of one of the groups like twice. He crowd surfed, and I held him up. It was pretty cool. But yeah, that's my weekly update. Oh
I mean, really,
gosh.
all I've done is what?
Wait, what?
What were you? What were you? Oh, goshing.
Just like I still can't believe I chickened out on Airbnb, but I don't know. But go ahead.
I was gonna say, pretty much my entire week has been spent sleeping and watching the Olympics outside of going to work.
Um,
Second
I've watched.
Olympics this
I've
year.
watched it every time.
I've watched not as much as I usually do. I usually watch a lot of it. I've just been really busy here lately. Um, so I didn't get to watch it. And then like we play volleyball on Tuesdays, do church on Wednesdays. It's just a lot of stuff. And if I go downstairs, my parents are watching it. I sit down there and watch it with them for like a while, uh, which has been fun. Didn't we win? We won 2 medals yesterday, right? USA women's hockey team
The
won, and then USA curling, men's
gold.
curling. Yeah, they won gold.
No,
They
no, no, no,
won
no. They're playing for.
semifinals.
They won.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
they're
they
guaranteed a medal now, but they have to play the final game. Yeah,
Okay, so that's what it was.
they beat
but that's the first time
Canada
they
in
made
the
the finals
semifinal.
In
Yeah.
hockey or in curling, or in both.
in
curling.
curling. It's U.S. women's hockey's
we-
first gold since '98.
That's cool. That's awesome.
And we ended Canada's streak of 4 straight. They were going for their 5th in hockey.
Canada's cool and all, but I don't like when they're winning more golds than us.
This is our sport now. Move out of the way.
USA's coming through.
I'm the captain now.
Look at me. We're the captain now.
We are the captains.
Yeah, USA's the
Gotta be
captains.
grammatically correct.
So y'all are good on weekly updates, kind of, because we have another question from a viewer.
Yes,
Okay.
I think I know what this is.
So our friend Luke sent us a question. He's been listening to another podcast, and it's like a very conspiracy based pod. Well, he listens to us too.
It was a joke, Tyler.
Okay, but he was wanting to. He's been listening to a very conspiracy based podcast, and he was wanting to know what is the craziest conspiracy theory we believe, was his question, which is a tough one. Like, because you got to put a qualifier on
Really?
what's crazy, which one do you believe in? Because there's a lot of them out there and stuff like that. I know the craziest one I've heard people believe is my boss believes that we didn't actually go to the moon, and he will fight that tooth and nail. And I've talked about that on the podcast before, but that's the craziest one I've heard people believing. What about you guys? Or like, what are the ones you believe? I'll let you guys go with that one first.
I've got one if Lucas doesn't have one.
Well,
Yeah,
go
go
ahead.
for it, Chris.
Stevie Wonder's not blind.
And you've mentioned this on the podcast before, and you had a solid argument. Go ahead, say your argument again.
Let me go ahead and find the interview again. I forgot to look it up before we started.
Well, I mean, you don't have to look it up yet, but like, just make sure that you give me a link to it, and I'll put it in the description.
Well, I need to find it again.
Okay.
Yeah.
But do you have some like stuff you can vamp with while you're looking for the link?
So yeah, so the birth here. So there's a long running theme, like a conspiracy among the music business that Stevie Wonder isn't actually a blind man. But according to his Wikipedia, he was born 6 weeks preemie. So he was, and along with oxygen-rich atmosphere in the hospital incubator, it resulted in retinopathy of prematurity, which is a condition in which the growth of the eyes is aborted and causes the retinas to detach, so he became blind. So you gain from this that Stevie Wonder allegedly has basically always been blind from like, from before he
Pretty
even had
much
memories
birth.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if we follow this logic, he doesn't know what colors look like and things look like. He doesn't know what some things look like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. So the story goes that Stevie Wonder was a vivacious boy, so much so that he would often prank adults by himself. Okay. Word?
Prank
Yeah.
adults by himself?
It's so hard to believe. By himself, yes. Is it so hard to believe that this is the genesis of Stevie Wonder, pretend blind person?
Is this your only argument?
No. This is a whole, dude. I'm on Deadspin. This is a whole article, dude. So
Okay.
I watched an interview. So from a truther blog about Stevie Wonder, I watched an interview with Boy George a few months back, and he reckons Stevie Wonder is not completely blind, since Stevie once came over and playfully strangled him at a party once, and Boy George was like, "How could he know where I was if he's completely blind?" The original source of the secondary account can be found here, and we can assure that we are reporters of the highest caliber, holding standards of source verification to be of utmost importance. Be sure to the accuracy of our three times removed report, as it tells exactly. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
You still there? You got
Stevie Wonder is homophobic and targeted Boy George with his eyes. That one's a joke. Okay.
Wait, what?
Am I getting? Oh my gosh. Okay, now here it is. In 2010, Stevie Wonder and Paul McCartney performed in the White House.
What year was it again?
Clumsily, McCartney knocked. In 2010,
Yeah.
2010.
Stevie Wonder and Paul McCartney performed at the White House. Paul McCartney knocked over a microphone, and in the video, Stevie Wonder catches it as it's falling.
This was your
Yep,
argument
I've
when
seen this
you were
video.
on it previously.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah,
that seems a little weird.
I mean, maybe.
And I can send Tyler a link to that. Send Tyler a link to that video.
Send me the link to the video and the article. And I'll put them both.
Right now or later?
Well, just later. That way our viewers can make their own assumptions. We don't want to skew too much. We want to be able to have an open platform for them to debate and make their own mind. Lucas,
and there's another video where Stevie Wonder got a car from Oprah, which in and of itself is weird. So, but in 2 minutes 40 seconds into this video, Stevie Wonder turns to a dude before grabbing him in a one-armed hug. Like, come on, man. He looked your boy dead in the face.
He looked the guy right in the dead in the face and then gave him a one-arm hug.
He had to, you know.
Okay.
And a bunch of other stuff. Other stuff like.
Let's
tried to get on Dancing with the Stars.
Let's do a recap. So he's caught the falling mic. He's looked somebody dead in the face and given a one-arm hug. and he's also strangled or like play strangled Boy George. Um, and he would prank people when he was a kid, although being blind. Okay,
Okay,
so
have you
those
ever watched an NBA game where Stevie Wonder's on the sideline?
no.
He goes to Lakers games all the time.
Okay, maybe he likes the atmosphere. Maybe he likes the smell of NBA sweat. Who knows? He might not be watching the game,
Oh my
but
gosh! And there's a picture of him taking a picture of something. What the heck?
he's taking a picture of something. What
I didn't even see that.
is this photo? Why
I
is
didn't
he
even see
taking?
that.
Okay, so here's
There's
you're
a picture of
starting to
Stevie Wonder
sway me.
taking a photo of Michael Jackson at the Motown Museum.
You're starting to sway me because first off, why is he taking a picture? He's never going to be able to look at it. Two,
How does he know how to use a camera?
yeah, and then I don't know. I Chris kind of has
And
me.
the best argument for it is by a sports personality named Bomani Jones. He's got a 15-minute video where he explains this in detail. So if somebody wants to delve into that,
Yeah. Well,
that's up to them.
is there any like plausible way like to discount these?
No, there's not. I mean, what
I
would you say?
I mean, maybe when he looked the guy in the face, somebody turned him towards that guy or something, and that guy just didn't pay attention long enough. I don't know. Maybe he's got an ear. What if he's got an earpiece and somebody's telling him what's going on around him?
Okay.
That's
Yeesh.
that's possible, right?
Or what if he's lived being blind his entire life and has learned a way to go throughout his surroundings and use other senses to fill out his surroundings?
I mean, yeah, it's the common Daredevil thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I know of this, and I'm pretty sure there's a video that I've seen out there that he took his glasses off and, like, seeing his eyes, I can't imagine he can see.
So they're kind of like, aren't they aren't your eyes kind of glossy if you're blind, or like kind of glossed
I have
over?
no idea.
I don't know. I've never really met a blind person.
I'm sure I have.
I want to see if I can find this this video that I saw.
The one where you saw his eyes.
Yeah,
Well, while you're doing that,
that way.
I wonder. Okay, so here's another, so another famous musician that is supposedly blind, Ray Charles. What if he wasn't
But
actually?
he's
What if
dead
it's?
now, though.
But like, what if? I mean, I'm not saying he's. I'm just saying, what if like when he was alive, him and what if they had this coup? Him and Stevie were like, yeah, we're not actually blind. We just want people to think we're blind. But like, what's the? I don't know. What's the purpose of making people think you're blind if you aren't? Like, what's the long con right there?
He lied. He lied. He took it. He did it so long that like he just has to keep it up for now. Like maybe it started off as a prank, and then he's got the point to where now I'm past the point of
So he came
being
out of
able
the
to come back
womb
from this.
with that prank in mind.
No, I'm just saying maybe he made up the story.
So you think he's doctored history?
Okay, maybe he's not. Maybe he's not blind. Maybe he's maybe he can see, but not
He's
all of it.
maybe he's like
partially blind.
legally blind or something or whatever. Is that what's,
Yeah.
it's possible. Here's the thing: you've brought up a lot of good stuff, a lot of good evidence, and it's out there. We're just gonna have to let our viewers decide and comment what they think on, or review us and tell us what they think. Because I would really like to. I have a Mine's not really conspiracy theory. Mine's more of like an urban legend, I kind of believe. Uh, and I'm gonna go ahead and go on into that. So me and Chris go to Point Pleasant for the past 2 years, and
For
Point
God's
Pleasant, West
sake.
Virginia, is best known for
Oh God, that looks creepy,
Mothman.
Lucas.
Did he send it
I
to
don't like
you?
looking
I
at that.
told you.
I
I
don't like
sent it
looking
to
at
you
that.
too, Kirby.
I don't like looking at that at all.
Um,
I
I'm
told
Xing
you.
it out.
I'm gonna send. I'm gonna. Um, I don't like that a lot. I don't like that at all. Um, I don't even want to put that link to that picture in the description for this.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna act like I never saw that, Lucas, because I don't
Okay. If
that.
anybody wants to see that, just Google Stevie Wonder with no glasses.
Yeah, that's a simple fix. Okay, so anyways, back to my theory that I believe or slash urban legend. Me and Chris go every year to Point Pleasant, West Virginia. And what that is best known for is Mothman. And what Mothman is this, humanoid moth figure that showed up before a lot of disaster hit in Point Pleasant, like a bridge collapse. Now, if you don't know, definitely don't watch Mothman Prophecies to get all your information because that it's not great at that. But me and Chris have been to the Mothman Museum and saw a bunch. So here's the reason I believe it. Me and Chris have heard a first-hand story of somebody that's seen Mothman. You remember that lady we met
Quote
first year?
unquote.
Wait, what? Quote unquote
I
what?
say quote unquote scene.
Oh yeah, yeah. But like she gave us, and like her whole family saw it too. Like her brother and sisters were all in the car and they all saw it. So multiple people in at one time saw it. Um, Also, there was multiple accounts of it. There were effects of seeing Mothman, like red eyes, that everyone had after they saw Mothman. Then, um, all like the Silver Mine Bridge wasn't. Yeah, it was Silver Mine Bridge that collapsed. Wasn't the only bad thing that happened that you saw Mothman before. Um, Another thing that makes me think it is possible that he was around back then. I'm not saying he's still around, but like the whole town saw him. Like not like the whole town, but like there were multiple counts of in one area, one vicinity of seeing him. Whereas like you say Sasquatch or Bigfoot, he's seen everywhere. So that makes me think, he's not real because it's just people seeing things. But like a localized area of multiple accounts. Cuz like Bigfoot, you'll have one account like 100 miles away in a completely different area. Bigfoot can't travel that fast, and I doubt there's multiple Sasquatch where we'd
Tunnels.
know. Shut up about the tunnels.
Underground tunnels. That's how they move.
But anyways, back to Mothman. Like there's evidence. Like even the government was trying to cover it up. There was articles of like these guys in black that were in suits and stuff that were trying to cover up, like they were trying to discount uh everybody's stories that Mothman wasn't real. Which makes me even like that's just I'm like if the government doesn't want you to know about it, then it's probably true. Am I right or am I right?
Maybe
I still
it
don't
was
know.
all those disasters were done by the government.
And Mothman was trying to
Maybe some
tell
like
us.
no, maybe some like Mothman may be like a failed government experiment,
I
and
mean,
they were
you're.
trying to like hide what they were doing and stuff.
But here's the thing: you're still saying Mothman was like real.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to discount you. I was saying that
You were trying to
the
make it more
government
believable.
created
Okay, yeah, yeah,
Mothman. Yeah,
gotcha. But
because
that's.
government.
I mean, I just. Do you guys? Does my Bigfoot make sense thing like where he's not been seen in one localized area? It makes it seem less likely that he's real, but where Mothman was, you know, dominantly seen in Point Pleasant around the town and stuff. That like it's and it was like more than just a handful of people. It was at least like I think almost 100 people. Which I mean, if we look in history, just because you have numbers doesn't mean anything. Because like Salem witch trials, I don't know.
I feel like 1692 is a bit different than 1962 or whenever the Mothman stuff happened.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I just and like there's all that radiation around like when Mothman was supposedly showed up. I think people could have seen a Mothman. I think that's true. What was really creepy is this year, me and Chris, like when we went back this past summer, we actually walked around like where people saw Mothman, and it was creepy as heck.
My feet hurt too much for me to get scared.
Yeah, Chris was hurting, which I wasn't. I wasn't not hurting. I was feeling a little rough, but I was making it. Lucas, what about you? What's the conspiracy slash urban legend slash whatever that you believe in?
Honestly, I don't really believe in any conspiracies. There are some that I think are more believable than others. Uh, like, this may seem very, very like a small thing, not huge or anything, but one that's kind of gone around in the sports world is that the TV broadcast feeds in the sounds of the squeaking shoes
Oh, that's
to make it
awesome.
seem like
What?
more goes through. And I think that's something that's like, you know, like you could see them doing that kind of thing just
Yeah,
to
it just
make
kind of
it
make it seem like you're
seem
there.
faster or something, or seem like more things is going on and stuff like that. I think that's a little ridiculous that even if they did do it, you know what I mean? Like it just
Yeah.
seems kind of dumb, but I don't know. Uh,
I wa- ha-
Also,
What
the
if okay,
chemtrails thing,
the what trails?
the chemtrails from
What's
like airplanes.
oh, what about them? What is your conspiracy theory on them?
Oh, it's they're used for like population control and stuff like that
Oh,
by
you think
the
airplanes are
government.
dropping that out to like sterilize people and whatever?
Yeah,
The only thing with that,
like it's
okay, I'm going to address the two conspiracy theories of what I think of them. Your first one of the squeaks in a basketball game, I think that could be definitely true. That they're just trying to keep either the the pace up or like they're trying to make it seem like you're there to where like you watch it or something. Or something that I really like just thought of that I thought, that could be possible. So the old shoes were probably way squeakier back in the day. Like, Converse were probably like where they were straight rubber. Soles were probably really squeaky and the floors weren't as good. They could have been squeaky back in the day, but now, like maybe with new shoes or new floors or something, it's not as squeaky, but you want to keep like the same feel of the original game. They just add those noises in there. Does that make sense?
yeah, I gotcha. But uh, coming from a basketball background, if you go to slide or do anything, your shoes squeak. Like, I mean, there's a lot of squeaking going on pretty much constantly. So
Well,
I
then
don't know.
why do you bring that conspiracy up if you've been on the court and know the squeaks?
I think it's one that could happen. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess.
Like out of all the conspiracies that I've heard, that one is the most believable for me.
The chemtrail ones, I actually don't think that's an awful. I like. Here's the thing: you could probably prove a correlation since there have been more planes than like there used to be, and then I wonder if like uh what's it called when your fertility maybe has gone down, or like um the the percentage of women or men that are able to give birth or have non-sterile, you know, bits. Maybe those have increased, or and maybe like you could show some statistics with that. But here's the thing: just because there's a correlation between the two does not mean there's causation, and that is one of the only things I learned in my stats class at UK. Correlation does not mean causation, and what
No,
correlation
it does not.
is there's a trend. Two things trend line up together, and causation is it means that one thing causes the other. But just because there's a trend between the two, that there's similar things happening, doesn't mean one causes the other. That's for our young viewers that might not know what correlation and causation are. Because we're educational this episode. I think
Speaking
we.
of basketball, did either of you all watch the All-Star game?
I did
didn't
not watch
the
the.
All-Star game.
I
I
watched.
should have, but I wanted to.
I watched the videos after the All Star game, and I think you know why.
Yep. Yeah, I was so Fergie with that national anthem.
She
Awful.
freaking slaughtered it.
Yeah, she did. It was not good.
Here's the thing: Fergie can actually sing. Like, why would you try?
Yeah.
Why not? That's what pisses me off the most. Is like she didn't have to do all that crap to it. She could have sang it very like beautifully. I don't know. Like, and then who wants the national anthem to sound like a show tune?
Yeah,
Call me
I
old
don't
fashioned
know.
or patriotic, but I mean, I would like you could have put those old CDs of like where the old singing it, and it's just like a deep baritone voice the whole time. Oh, say can you see? Like, why not? Like, why freaking Ruin it when you could have just simply done it an elegant piece and not
Yeah,
everybody laugh
just
at you.
those were my favorite. Is whenever it was like the players, they were all like laughing, and
It's like
I
they
don't know.
want to laugh but they can't laugh, and then like when you can't laugh and something's funny, it makes it 10 times funnier.
Uh,
Have you guys seen that Key and Peele skit? They do a skit like that, and it's really funny. I'll put a link of that in the description. It's like so the skit is like Key and Peele are in like a gang, and like one of the gang members gets shot and dies. You know, it's really sad. But like the gang leaders is like, you know, we got to honor him. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna bury him with the thing he loved, his Care Bears. And like, and they're like, what? No, he didn't like, and like that's what causes the laugh. It's really funny. I'll put that link in the description, even though I just ruined it. But yeah, yeah. I just we watched a lot of we watched a lot of the reaction stuffs on our lunch break at work of like people just like bashing Fergie. And one person, the only person I ever found to back Fergie up was Shaquille O'Neal.
She
Because
shouldn't have. I mean, he really shouldn't have. It sucked.
well, here's the thing: it was like him, and Charles Barkley, and a couple other report like now or not announcer. What was their titles? Frick, are they no, yeah, commentators. Like you know the panel of commentators before the
Yeah.
game or whatever. Like it was Shaquille and Charles Barkley like was about to bash her. He's like, man, just let's not talk about it. Let's move forward. I don't know if he was like he didn't want people to bash Fergie, or if he's like we need to get like this under the rug because it was that bad. Let's just get the game on the show, like get the show on the road. But he was like, let's not talk about it. Let's not do it.
It's weird because Charles Barkley usually loves to harp on about stuff.
yeah,
Well, no, no. Yeah, Charles
probably
Barkley
felt
wanted
bad.
to harp on it. Charles Barkley was wanting to harp on it, and Shaq's like, no, let's not do that.
Oh, and Shaq was okay. I got
Yeah,
confused
yeah.
there. Never mind.
Sorry.
You had to save it for Shaqtin' a fool.
He might. That'd be pretty good.
Which today I learned of one of Shaq's nicknames I didn't know about in HQ trivia at the 3 o'clock session. Big Aristotle.
Hmm.
I did not know he had that.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was
the
one of his
big
most popular
Aristotle.
ones.
Yeah,
The big cactus.
I didn't know he had that one either. Have y'all seen the new
Yeah,
movie
that's
he's gonna be in? The Tyler Perry.
That looks awful.
Yeah. You
Uncle
know,
Drew.
oh
Tyler
Uncle.
Perry should have
Yeah.
quit with the first one. I just,
No,
I,
have you not? Have you seen Uncle
You know,
Drew?
it's not
Have you
about
seen
Tyler
it?
Perry.
I thought it was by Tyler Perry. I thought it
No,
was the old man that was
no,
in the Tyler Perry movies.
No,
no.
no.
Uncle Drew is Kyrie Irving.
What?
Okay, Kirby.
Aren't they Foot
I'm
Locker
gonna,
commercials?
Pepsi commercials.
Hey, I thought they were Foot Locker commercials.
Pepsi. Look up the Uncle Drew Pepsi commercials. They take Kyrie Irving, which is an all-star NBA player, and they dress him up like an old man, and they go to uh, some like outdoor park, like famous outdoor basketball court. I think it
Yeah.
might be in like Harlem or something like that.
Like Wicker Park or something like
Well,
that, I think.
I've seen
Yeah.
those videos. I just didn't know that they were making a whole movie about it, or not really.
Yeah.
It's
I thought that was
Shaq and I think Ray Allen's in it, and
there's
And
a
I know
whole
Reggie Miller's in it.
squad. There's a whole squad.
Reggie Miller.
I thought it I just thought it was the old man from the Medea thing.
No, not quite.
I mean, they kind of like this is gonna sound bad, but the makeup they choose for him looks a lot alike because like they got the kind of flat top haircut kind of thing going on, and it's like really bushy, and then they got the same facial hair as like uh, Uncle Drew, and then the old man from the Tyler Perry movies. That's why I thought they were the same.
Gotcha.
But are you guys gonna go see it?
They-
Or you
Lord, no.
what about you,
I,
Lucas?
I might. I wouldn't be against it. I definitely want to
Good
watch
Lord.
it. I don't know if I'll watch it in theaters though.
I don't. What's the? I don't. The last
I don't.
movie.
Let me rephrase this. I don't think it will be good.
The last movie I watched with Shaq in it was The Grown Ups 2, which is not a great movie. Um, and I did like it passed the time, I guess, barely. And then the only other movie before that was what was the one where he was the genie? That was the last one before
Uh,
Kazam?
yeah,
Kazam. Yeah,
Kazam.
that was the last Shaq movie I watched before Grown Ups 2. Which as a kid you're like, that's not that bad. It doesn't hold up.
Yeah, no, I don't think any Shaq movie holds up.
I mean, there's only like 2.
You got Steel.
Oh crap! I forgot about Steel. I completely
I'm sorry,
forgot
that
about
made me
Steel.
laugh just thinking about it.
Man, I completely forgot about that one. I wonder if we get. Here's the thing. I kind of want to watch Steel because it's been long enough for me to forget about it.
And why bring it back up?
Because you can't just let it die, man. It's Shaq.
Oh, yeah, you need to let it die. It was not good.
Yeah, I guess so. Is that all? Is it all Steel, Kazam, Grown Ups 2? Is that all of Shaq's movies?
He was in an episode of Static Shock.
Yeah, he was like I think he played himself. He did the voice of himself in Static
Yeah.
Shock. Which Static Shock was a great cartoon. I'm gonna throw that out there. I liked it a whole lot. I wish they'd do a Static Shock movie. I think you could do that really cool. Who you could get Donald Glover to play Static Shock. That would be awesome. And you guys know it
Who's gonna
would.
play that white guy?
Eminem could play the white guy.
Eminem's too old.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Who?
I mean, I would argue that Donald Glover is too old.
Nah.
Static Shock's a high schooler, isn't he?
I mean,
Yeah.
you could change it a little bit. Let's see here. If Donald Glover played Static Shock, who would be his buddy from Static Shock? Who's a funny white actor?
Jonah
around-
Hill. No, I'm kidding.
No, you couldn't do Jonah Hill.
Seth Rogen.
No. It would have to be like
Oh, no,
he
he
was-
did so good in the Green Hornet.
yeah,
He's got
okay.
superhero experience.
But like, who's like a small, like a that could play kind of nerdy, but like cool too, because that's what that character is. He's really smart, but he's kind of cool.
Knocks Michael Cera out of it.
Yeah, that's true. Michael Cera's too awkward for that character.
Uh,
Miles Teller.
Spider-Man.
Miles Teller could do it.
Miles Teller could do it. Yeah.
Miles Teller could definitely do it.
I don't know
Good
if he could
pick.
pass as a high schooler, but
Yeah, well, I mean, neither could Glover, could he?
no.
The problem I have with these movies now is, okay, like, we know Tobey Maguire didn't pass as a high schooler, but my problem is that Flash Thompson, the first Spider-Man, was Joe Manganiello,
Yeah.
who was,
Okay.
like, even harder to pass off as a high schooler. Are you kidding me?
Here's the thing. He looked really awkward, and if he wasn't as buff as he was in that movie, like he would have pulled off a high schooler better. But Joe Manganiello's always been pretty cut. Not like super cut, but like he's got some muscle definition, and like muscle definition a high schooler doesn't have.
Yeah.
Unless you're like LeBron James or
From
something.
Yeah,
all
LeBron
that
James
time
was.
of being a male stripper.
Yeah, it's how you can't unlearn muscle of a male stripper, right?
But
I don't know.
I don't know what that means.
I
It was
don't
provo-
either.
It was provocative. I was trying to get the people going.
Okay.
Oh god.
That'll work.
Yeah. Well, guys, we've been going for a good amount of time. I'm gonna call this episode. Unless you guys got anything else you guys wanna hit on.
Have I ever?
No, you're usually ready to end when we're ready to end. One thing though I would really like for you guys to do is watch Black Panther sometime this week, and I'd really like to review it, like do an actual good review on it next week on next week's episode. So just
Okay.
if you guys can fit that in your schedule, that'd be great, and that's something for you guys, the viewers, to look forward to.
Yep.
Also, something for you guys to look forward to is I'm putting a lot more gameplay out. Crossplay compatible, putting some gameplay out. We're actually we got a working title for it, but it's going to be kind of like a Let's Watch. If you guys know what a Let's Watch is, somebody will play a video game and we'll have a panel of people behind them talking about it. We're going to do that this weekend, and the working title for it is Crossplay Compatible Community Theater. So be on the lookout for that. I'm pretty sure we're going to archive that stream. It'll be streamed on twitch.tv/crossplaycompatible this week, Sunday, at 9 o'clock Eastern time, I think. So be on the lookout
I
for
need to
that.
find that out.
Yeah, I'll tweet. I'm going to tweet about it. I'm pretty sure that's the time.
Okay.
I'll tweet about it on the Twitter, and then also check me out playing Fortnite on Mondays on 7. My scheduled time is 8 to 9, but I usually start around 7:30, 7:45 just to get a good warm up game and then actually roll into the stream a little early, just where sometimes an hour is just not enough to get enough content to make a YouTube video. But check that out, and then we run all of our shows, all of our episodes twice a week on Twitch. Where if you wanted to watch it with other people and maybe comment on stuff. That'd be great. We run one on Tuesdays and one on Thursdays. And those are on our Twitch page. You can go look on the Twitch page and they'll tell you what time they'll play and stuff. And these are pre-recorded shows that will be on our podcast Twitch page, so twitch.tv/betterthanstatic. They're also auto-hosted on my personal channel, twitch.tv/curbstomp74, and that's KIRBST0MP74. And just really check out our Twitch. We're trying to grow that kind of stuff. And so is the podcast network. But guys, thank you so much for listening in on this episode or watching if you're watching on Twitch or YouTube. And just, like, subscribe, comment, and share, because we could really use your all's help. You guys are who help us get the most success that we have. Which right now we're doing really good this month, and I really appreciate you guys. So guys,
we don't have to eat government cheese.
Yeah, we don't have to eat. We still have to eat government cheese because we're not making anything. We're just doing it for the love of the fans.
Why do I even try to make jokes?
I didn't want to give people the misconception.
So Kirby can tear them down.
Yeah, that's why.
Clearly.
But definitely check us out. We could use your help. I had a thought, and I was going, oh yeah, be sure to listen even after our outro music, because there's going to be another podcast promo at the end of it. You could be interested in that podcast, so definitely listen to the promo. But thank you guys. Hopefully this episode's been better than static. Catch you guys next week.
Peace.
Remember that feeling of playing an ultra-hard video game and dying? Over and over and over? Yeah, so do we. Listen to the Controller Throwers podcast on iTunes and Google Play. And check out the live show every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time at twitch.tv/TCThrowers. The Controller Throwers, pressing start since 1985.